Hi folks, how you doing? So today is the 16th of August 22, and here I'm once again in downtown Sydney. I came today to just compare prices on different things that I gotta get, but I thought that whilst I'm here, I'll do another video for you guys to edify the church. Now, today I wanted to talk about, how important it is for us as YouTubers, us that are doing videos to edify the church and to be fishers of men for Christ and unto God the Father. So, I just want to say or encourage you guys to keep going with that because, if you read John, I got two Bible scriptures here. If you read John 6:37, it says, and all that the Father has given me shall come to me, and I will not cast them out. And John 6:39 says, it is the Father's will that sent me, that all which he has given me, I shall lose nothing, but I will raise them in the last day. So this is pretty important, us trying to win soul for Jesus. So, we always got to share the gospel of salvation and try and win as many souls for Jesus, and, to be fruitful in these times before the rapture of the church. So, I think that God is actually supernaturally using people like us here on YouTube, in my view, and and not just people, but also pastors in churches to help save as many people as possible unto Christ and unto God the Father. So I think that us YouTubers here have a very important role in edifying the church, sharing the gospel. So I'm going to share the gospel with you guys once again. The gospel of salvation. If you believe this by faith alone, you are saved and sealed, rapture ready in heaven found. You will find it in the first book of Corinthians, chapter 15, verses 1 to 4. Here Jesus died on the cross, and that he was buried, and that he rose again on the third day according to the scriptures. Now we believe this by faith alone. It's not of works, lest any man should boast. So Ephesians 2:8-9 clearly says that we are saved by faith. It's not by anything that we do, but it's strictly by believing what Jesus did at the cross, that Jesus came to earth. He took his life willingly, to the cross, if you like, to make the blood atonements for the sins of the world, for the sins of mankind, if you like. So, it's very important that what we do here on YouTube, sharing the gospel, so that we can be fishers of men, and grow our family, in heaven, and also when we inherit the new earth. So I think this is very important. Now, I want to move over to the book of Revelation. I'm actually studying the book of Revelation very, very closely. You guys know me word for word. Not one word escapes me. So I also got this book, or the Greek translation. I did a video on this that book that I found on my local Ferry Wharf library, if you like. So I'm comparing both word for word, and how on Revelation 9 it says something of the like. If you read Revelation 9 from 14 to 21, in one of those passages there, it mentions this big army of 200 million. Now, I was reading that very carefully last night, and God is going to let loose 4 angels that are right now, buried, if you like, in the Euphrates River for the purpose of Revelation 9:14, if you like. And if you read the description from Revelation 9, verses 14 to 21, it clearly alludes not to an army of men, in my opinion, but actually an army of supernatural beings, 200 million of them. If you read it carefully, word for word, take your time, don't rush, because a lot of Bible scholars have this misconception, if you like, or opinion that it actually is going to be this, perhaps a huge army coming from China, because China has an overpopulation. But don't forget that China is not the only country that has an overpopulation, if you like. India is very parallel in population to China, very similar. They also have something like 1.4 million now. In my opinion, now I know that the book of Revelation is very symbolic, okay, because we know about the 4 horses of Revelation. We got the white coming out first, being the Antichrist, then we got the red, then the black, and then the pale green. In the Greek book, if you like, in the translation, it says that it's a green horse, but you know, the King James Bibles alludes to a pale horse. And then I read another interpretation that is going to be somehow a pale green horse, but the Greek interpretation says strictly a green horse. So anyway, but I just wanted to say that this Revelation 9 in verse 14 to 21, I don't think it's going to be an army of human people like most Bible scholars are alluding to. And I know that there's a lot of symbolism in the book of Revelation. You've got to be very careful how you interpret this, but I strongly believe that it's going to be an army of 200 million supernatural beings, because read carefully towards the back end, especially from, I think, verse probably 16 onwards, all the way to 21, how it describes how these beings look like. And I think that they're going to be supernatural beings, not an army of human beings like most Bible scholars are alluding to. So, when it comes to Bible prophecy, we really got to interpret Bible prophecy strictly by what it means and what it says, and we shouldn't go overboard. We shouldn't give our opinion as to what it means. We should just strictly, say what the Bible prophecy, is trying to say. For example, like, if you read the prophecy in about the 144,000, right? In my view, it doesn't really say that these 144,000 are going to preach the everlasting gospel like some Bible scholar says. It says that they need to follow Jesus and be with Jesus wherever he is. And so if Jesus during the trip is in heaven opening up the seals in order to, operate God's wrath on earth, then they need to be where Jesus is. And if you read, this everlasting gospel angel that is spoken of after the 144, then it doesn't really say how long this angel that's preaching the gospel, the everlasting gospel, is going to be on earth. It doesn't say that he's going to be perhaps one day, maybe 3.5 years, maybe the whole 7 years of the tribulation period. It doesn't really say, but yeah, Bible scholars are saying, that this angel is with the everlasting gospel is going to be preaching for the whole 7 years. No, not in my view. It does. The Bible prophecy in the book of Revelation doesn't say that. It doesn't say if this angel is going to stay for 1 day, 2 days, 3.5 years, or maybe for half of the trip, or even for the entire period of the trip for 7 years. It doesn't say that. And then another angel is going to come out, and then another third, but it doesn't say how long they're going to be on earth. So I think Bible scholars need to stop this misconception about having their own theories when it comes to the book of Revelation and its Bible prophecies, and just strictly stick to what it says. For example, like, if you ask me what's my view about, as an example here, what's my view on the angel that's preaching the everlasting gospel, this is what I will say to you. Well, according to the book of Revelation, it says that this angel is going to come out. He's going to preach the everlasting gospel to the four corners of the world, all nations, and that's it, period. I can't tell you how long he's going to be, because the Bible doesn't say that. Like the Bible, it's also a book that doesn't tell us a lot of things either. It can be in some scriptures, the book is not very descriptive of what's going to happen there on the track. Like I just gave you this example of this angel with the everlasting gospel. It just says, he's going to come out, preach the gospel, and that's it. But it doesn't say that it's going to be for 1 day, it's going to be for 1 week. So my point here is stick to precisely what the Bible is saying, because if you start making things up or having your own, or bringing in your own opinions on things, you're gonna mess it all up, and you're really gonna misguide people, because of your opinions. Just stay precisely on what it says, and that's it. Look, according to the book of Revelation, this angel with the everlasting gospel, he says that he's going to preach it worldwide. How long he's going to be doing this, we don't know. The Bible doesn't say, period, full stop. Don't go any further or any backward. Just stay there, and that's it. And also stay precisely with the role of the 144. What I told you about the 144,000 is, if you saw that video on my channel, got there on a few videos, is precisely, that video that I did is precisely what I think their role is, like I just explained to you here a few moments ago. So they need to follow Jesus wherever Jesus is. So if Jesus is going to be, in heaven, opening up the seals and dishing out God's wrath, then, well, they need to be where Jesus is. So I don't think that these 144,000 are going to be here on earth preaching the everlasting gospel with this angel who's also going to be preaching the everlasting gospel. We don't know how long this angel is going to be. No, neither the second, neither the third that's coming out after this angel that's coming out. So with the everlasting gospel. So please, people, stick precisely to what the Bible says and don't go, any further. Just period. Like full stop. Stick precisely to what it says, what it means, and that's it. And if you don't know any further, then don't give out a misconception, because then you are going to sort of like you're going to confuse people. Just stick to what it says, and that's it. I think the Bible scholars have some sort of phobia, in that if they don't add works to Bible prophecies, they somehow feel inadequate. What is it with you Bible scholars? That you somehow has to add something to prophecies, otherwise you feel inadequate. Like you feel like, I feel like adding some more here because the burger combo didn't come with fries and Coca-Cola. So I'm gonna add in fries, Coca-Cola, and why not an ice cream? No, just stick to what it says. Period. Full stop. And that's it. So you don't confuse other people. It's no wonder that when Bible scholars do this, it's no wonder that we have so many Christian denominations worldwide, because everybody's coming out with their own misconceptions and interpretations, and things like that, and opinions, and adding works to Bible prophecies. And you guys are just making a meal out of all these, a meal. You're making a McDonald's combo. It's like you guys work behind a McDonald's counter, you Bible scholars. People like myself rock up to you and, I just want a burger. Do you want fries with that and a Coca-Cola? No, I don't want any. Okay, don't worry, we'll throw it in anyway. That's what you Bible scholars do to Bible prophecies. And, I think it's time that you guys, just sort of like have a bit of a think and just strictly stay with what the Bible says and no more. So, now moving forward, we just heard in the last day or so how Israel, launch a few missiles, to derail, if you like, how can I put it? Israel fired a few rockets, over to Syria near Damascus in the port there. I think it was Tarsus, to annihilate, military, probably military arsenals that the Syrians have, coming from Iran and things like that. But obviously, this is not the first time, and not that all this is going to lead to the domino effect of Isaiah 17.1 and the Elam Bible Prophecy. Now, when is that going to happen? Nobody knows. Obviously, Israel has all the intel; they know what they're doing. So, but bear in mind that once one of those dominoes goes down, for example, either Elam or Jeremiah 49, and then Isaiah, or Isaiah first and then Elam, bear this in mind that once one of those dominoes goes down, it's going to be a domino effect all the way to the rapture of the church, because imagine Isaiah 17.1, Damascus is going to be a heap of ruins. Now just imagine a whole city like that, an ancient city, being completely annihilated. They're going to be going to Russia, hey Russia, Putin, we're not happy, and Putin's going to go, yeah, I know, let me scratch my head here for a while. And then Israel does Elam, same thing as Damascus, and Iran is on the phone to Vladimir Putin, and Putin saying, okay, we'll do Ezequiel 38, 39, it's going to be a domino effect all the way to the rapture of the church once one of these Bible prophecies, as in Isaiah or Elam, comes to fruition, it's going to be a domino effect all the way to the rapture of the church. So when this is going to happen, I don't know. Obviously, it's all brewing, but we know what the Bible tells us. The Bible is a book of past, present, and future Bible prophecies, and it's a document that tells us about history, what's past, present, and future. So we know by reading the Bible that these events are going to happen. So it's not me saying this; it's a Bible. So, and obviously, all this is going to happen before the rapture of the church, because I might realize that if you read the book of Revelation, nowhere in the book of Revelation that talks about pretty much strictly about what's going to happen during the trib and the millennial kingdom. Nowhere in the book of Revelation does it say, and behold, Isaiah 17.1 will be done during Revelation 8, or behold, Elam will be done during Revelation 12, and behold, Ezequiel 38:39 will be done during Revelation 20. No, it doesn't say so. We know because of this then that these 4 Bible prophecies, including the signing of the covenant, will be done during the church age. Not to mention how, even if you don't want to use the book of Revelation, he has said before that these 4 Bible prophecies need to be fulfilled during the church age, because otherwise the tribulation period is going to get longer and longer and longer than the 7 years that has been prophesied, because you need to accommodate all these little wars. And also Israel has to be at peace, because how can there be a war when the two witnesses rock up in Israel, Moses and Elijah, to oversee the construction of the third temple? It just wouldn't make any sense whatsoever, no matter what angle you want to look at it. So we're going to see the fulfillment of these 4 Bible prophecies during the church age. And don't forget that in Thessalonians chapter 2, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3, when the man of sin shows up with Israel's covenant signature, bang, rapture of the church. And so moving forward from 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3, from verse 4, 5, 6, 7, we are already up in heaven. The rapture of the church has already happened. So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, from verse 4, 5, 6, 7, we are no longer here. We're already up in heaven, straight to the Bema judgment seat of Christ. That's going to happen first. And then we're going to have a yummy dinner, the marriage supper of the Lamb. And I look forward to, seeing all you guys and saying hello and things like that. So, so I just wanted to, quickly edify the church with this video. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like so that others might be edified. And so that the gospel of salvation, which I just share here on top of my video, can be spread out, to the church and to others, and so that they might be saved, and so that we can all be fishers of men. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.